Hi, everybody, and welcome to TWF 205 Live. And today on TWF 205 Live, we have Renee Young. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest at this time is the number one contender to the TWF Women's Heavyweight Championship, currently held by Gail Kim, who will fight on the episode 205 Live Christmas Chaos Special. Help me in welcoming Asuka. And Asuka comes to the ring. And here, Renee Young. Let's see I can fix her. No. All right, Asuka. I understand that you have to go one-on-one against Gil Kim for the TWF Women's Heavyweight Championship. However, what do you have planned for her? Well, first, let me take off my geisha mask. To answer your question, Renee Chan, I'm here to tell you that I have been working very hard to be able to defeat Gil Kim. You see, Gil Kim, I will give her credit because she was able to become an 8-time TNA Knockouts heavyweight champion. Now, and I will give her credit where she is due. But just because she was able to do all that does not make her better than me. See, I've won many belts too, okay? See, she might be a former WWE Women's Heavyweight Champion and an 8-time TNA Knockouts Heavyweight Champion, a 1-time TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champion. I have won belts too. The Shimmer Divas Heavyweight Championship, All JPW Women's Heavyweight Championship, New JPW Heavyweight Championship, and different belts. And also the WWE NXT Women's Heavyweight Champion. Still holding the belt and still undefeated. And I have been undefeated since my debut in October of last year. And still undefeated. Yes, Asuka, you have done probably what a very few female wrestlers have done, either in WWE or in TNA, or in any other promotion out there. Yeah, I think so. Wait a minute. It's Gil Kim. Excuse me, Asuka. What are you doing here, Gil? What am I doing here, Renee? I'm here to, to finally confront Asuka. Okay, Asuka. You say you're better than me. Everybody constantly keeps talking about you. That's all I hear. What were you when I started out in 2000 AD, you weren't even wrestling yet. Yeah, you were working on video games. You were a graphic designer, weren't you, for Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo before you even decided to go into professional wrestling, right? I went into professional wrestling and I started out in the Cotton and the Apocalypse Wrestling Federation. Unknown. Okay? Had some matches. Then I got my big break and I went to World Wrestling Entertainment, where I became the WWE Women's Heavyweight Champion after a year and a half of development in OVW and won the WWE Women's Heavyweight Championship in a Battle Royal. Yeah, but I didn't keep the belt that long. I lost it not too long ago to Molly Holly. And then after that, things just got worse. I was delegated to becoming nothing more than a henchwoman to Molly Holly, and eventually Trish Stratus during her second heel run. I then went to Mid-Atlantic Wrestling after they released me, did some stuff there. I went to Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, where I was then managing Jeff Jarrett and America's Most Wanted James Storm and Chris Harris. Then I went on to win the NXT, the TNA the TNA Knockouts Heavyweight Championship the first time. Then I went back to World Wrestling Entertainment, second stint, training people in OVW. Then I was sent to SmackDown for the first time. Had many chances for the WE Divas Heavyweight Championship, didn't quite work out. Then I was becoming the manager of Daniel Bryan. Then I was put on Raw for the second time. Had many fights with WWE Heavyweight Championship, unsuccessful. Then I decided I was done the way they were treating me, and I left. And then I went back to Toe and Offensive Action Wrestling again and won the TNA Knockouts Heavyweight Championship 8 times, as well as winning the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championship once. So you think you're special because you were able to be undefeated and still be the NXT Women's Heavyweight Champion? Just wait till you get to the main roster, Asuka. Because everybody gets treated differently when they're in development. I should know. Well, you think that because you got treated badly during your 2 runs in WWE and allegedly treated better in your 2 stints in TNA that I should just avoid going up to the main roster. So I am so sorry, Gil, for your bad experiences in WWE, and I'm so sorry that it was only TNA that ever knew how to use you right. That it was TNA that ever took any time. Here's a big thing for you. Big difference between me and you is that you were just in the wrong time period. That's all. You happen to be in the era where Vince McMahon and Jim Ross and Kevin Dunn really didn't put much stock into women wrestling at the time. Or Vince McMahon and Johnny Ace and Kevin Dunn didn't put much stock into wrestling at that point. But things are different now. Hunter Hearst Helmsley's in charge. And Vince McMahon, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and Kevin Dunn are now put more thought into women wrestling as they did in the past. Yes. But why do you think that they would why do you even think they spend all that time with development if they're not going to do anything good? The idea of going to the main roster, that's what everybody in development dreams of. Now, does everybody get used exactly the same way they were in development? No. But just because you got treated badly, just because Jim Ross and Johnny Ace weren't so good with your contract negotiations back in the day, just because Vince McMahon or Kevin Dunn really didn't know what they were, didn't think that you would be not always told you, didn't put a lot of stock in women wrestling back in the day, I don't tell you. And just because Paulie Dangerously and Michael PX Hayes really didn't think you would sell very well as a WWE Women's Heavyweight Champion during their runs as bookers, don't blame that on me. I'm sorry that you didn't get treated well during your time in World Wrestling Entertainment, and that only Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling treats you right. But that was you, that me. Okay? If I go on Raw, yeah, I could have some great matches, probably with Sasha Banks and maybe even with Charlotte Flair, who knows. Maybe have return matches with my good friend Bayley. Or I could go on SmackDown and have some great matches with Becky Lynch. Maybe have some really good matches, I don't know, Naomi Uso, for example. I could give that Punk Alexa Bliss a run for her money, but who knows? You know what? You can't beat me. People have been telling me I can't beat them for years. I have a whole list of women wrestlers going back to October of 2015 AD that told me they were going to beat me. And then Asuka locked each one of them and beat them all. I even beat Nikki James, who is a multi-time WWE Women's Heavyweight Champion, TNA Knockouts Heavyweight Champion. Okay. You want to eat the feet, Gil Kim says? Yeah, you eat the feet. You gonna eat my feet. Eat the feet. Oh! Wait a minute. Asuka's getting back up again. Eat the feet. Oh! Eat the feet. Eat the feet. Why don't you be smart for once and stay down? Wait a minute. Gil Kim doesn't see it. Asuka got back up while Gil Kim was fighting guard and she's smiling. Asuka lock. The Asuka lock. She's got the Asuka lock on Gil Kim. Maybe you should take your own advice. You should have stayed down. Well, Asuka got defeated multiple times by Gil Kim, and then Asuka put Gil Kim out in the Asuka lock. Now, a lot of people might think, is that the only thing we're going to be doing here on 205 Live, is the Gil Kim Asuka confrontation before their match? No, we have a another special guest here who is going to show up here. It's Jesus Christ. Well, Jesus says, I want to remind everybody that Christmas is upon us, and the reason we celebrate Christmas is because we're celebrating my birth. Now, I know that a lot of people are going to say that that's true. Then some people are going to say that I have a problem. Some people are going to say, yes, Christmas is celebrating your birthday. When you were born in Bethlehem, Israel. And, yes. People say, but Jesus, how do you feel about how do you feel about the fact that, about that? That's the reason we celebrate Christmas, is celebrating my birth. And I'm very happy for that. Now, a lot of people ask me, what do you think about Santa Claus? Do you have a problem with him? No, I do not. As I mentioned before, Santa Claus is a spirit of giving. He is the heavenly gift giver. He is the one that represents the spirit of giving. And giving gifts on Christmas is honoring me, because when I was born, the wise men and the shepherds all came to me and they gave me gifts to celebrate my birthday. So giving gifts on my birthday is honoring and celebrating my birth as well. So Santa Claus does play his role as well. Well, we heard from Jesus, and we'll probably see some more from Jesus and Santa Claus coming up. I understand that Jesus and Santa Claus will both host together. They will both host Santa Claus will be here tomorrow on Monday Night Raw, but we also understand that Santa Claus and Jesus Christ will both be hosting the 205 Live Christmas Chaos episode featuring Belasca and Austin Aries, the ladder match for the TWF Heavyweight Championship. Asuka versus Gil Kim for the TWF Women's Heavyweight Championship. And I hope you enjoy 205 Live. Sorry we didn't have any matches on this episode, just Gil Kim and Asuka confrontation and a message from Jesus Christ. We'll see you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw.